Scorpios, Amber here, Symbols for Living. Hope that you're very well. Welcome to your September reading. As to answering the question, how does your partner feel about you? So Scorpio, just to clarify, this is answering the question, how your partner feels about you. So there's been a bit of confusion as to whether I'm actually doing a reading to find out how you feel, Scorpio, about your partner, but no, that would be a standard general love reading. That will be focusing more on your feelings, but this reading is focusing on your partner's feelings. So this allows the Scorpio insight into the minds and heart of their partner. Okay. If you'd like to also find out about more about what I do and what I can offer, please go to my Etsy store at Symbols for Living. Sorry, Etsy.com. Search for Symbols for Living, and you will see all my stuff available if you are interested in purchasing any of these things. I did have a website, but until I get that sorted out, Etsy will have to do. And it's also a really great site anyway, lots of interesting things on there, especially to do with astrology and tarot and all things spiritual. So yeah, check it out if you haven't already. Okay, so essentially we've got you feeling the full energy. However, essentially your partner is feeling the Six of Swords and the Seven of Swords. So your partner is feeling like they may want to get away, they may want to escape. This talks about getting away and literally trying to run away from troubles, backs turned to the, view of the card. It's like they're getting away, they're not looking back, they're looking forward into a more positive horizon. And this talks about keeping secrets and also talks about escaping, sneaking away, but not looking where you're going. So there's like a sneaky energy here. I feel your partner may be wanting to leave. If they're not wanting to leave, then they're looking to reach some sort of solution. So if you guys have been going through any difficult times, your partner wants to move on from that. Your partner wants to get to the bottom of it. They want to investigate, talk with you in detail about things, really get to the heart of the matter. And that might be the case, because we do have the Hermit card here, which talks about getting to the heart of a matter, and being really like introspective and really looking to see, what your part is or what your part was in the situation, what you contributed, who you really are, were you really being authentic in the relationship, what ambitions did you really have for the relationship. So all this kind of honest, deep soul searching is being asked of you when the Hermit card shows up, and it asks you to be quite honest with yourself. To me, it's quite similar to the Justice card, even though they're very different cards, but it still talks about kind of looking within and being honest, and also about not being too persuaded by other people's opinions, and also not being too swayed by what you see going on around you, but instead really listening to what your heart is saying, really listen to what you know is for your highest good. In actual fact, the Hermit card is more about that, like looking for, like focusing on your highest good, listening to your higher self, and really being, showing integrity in that and sticking to that because it's the right thing to do. Again, this whole right and wrong thing is very similar to the Justice card, so they do share a lot of the same energies, but this is talking to your higher self, whereas the Justice card asks you to just literally decide for yourself what you think is right and wrong, or possibly go by some sort of public consensus. But the Hermit card is asking you simply to look to your higher self for the month of September, and allow that to guide you. That needs to be your guiding light. That is what the guiding light is for the Hermit card, the higher self, the guiding light. He stands on top of a mountain, at a high peak, so therefore his perspective is quite high. He's looking down from above. He's also alone. He's also quite cold, so it's not the most, because there's like snow around him, there's not really any sunshine, there's even frost in the air, you can see, so it's not really asking you to be too, it's asking you to be really crisp and clear in your perspective, in how you're seeing things, and how you're approaching the situation. Again, don't be too coloured by other people's opinions, and again, don't be too caught up by what you see happening, but more look at your higher self and trust that, okay, to move you forward. Now, again, so if you are being deceived, if someone is trying to go and is trying to deceive you, again, you're being asked to look to your higher self for answers, to allow, don't get too emotional, I think, as well as you're being asked to do here, Scorpio. Don't get too emotional. Again, focus, stay grounded, and know exactly where you're going. But again, this person could just be looking for solutions. These two cards all are both about finding solutions. This is about investigating and really looking for the solution. And this one is really just about figuring things out, and sometimes taking yourself out of the messy situation to gain a clearer perspective. So that could be happening here as well. Your partner could be trying to avoid the situation, sneaking away because they're looking for enlightenment in some way. They're looking for clarity. They want the crisp, cold, kind of hard truth in a sense. They want to really get to the bottom of things. Yeah, so your partner seems to be trying to find solutions, trying to figure things out. And you with the Fool card here, it's like you are wanting to let go. You are also wanting to move. You're wanting a fresh start. You're feeling quite optimistic about the fresh start. So I don't know, because we've got the Eight of Coins, sorry, Eight of, I always say Eight of Coins, Eight of Cups here. So maybe in the past you have decided to move on, and now you're in a place where you're quite happy with that choice that you made, and now feel unburdened and free to kind of move forward and try something new, take some risks, explore, experience something new. So that's great. So in the near past here, we've got the Wheel of Fortune, King of Wands. So in the near past, there could have been a change with the King of Wands. And it could have been a lucky change. So your partner may have had some sort of lucky break, or decided to move on, to keep moving. Maybe they were more focused on their career, on their goals. I don't think they were, I think they were more committed to their goals than possibly their relationship. It could have been a Sagittarius that you were dealing with. Keeping it a Sagittarius, or possibly, I mean, any fire sign really, Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo, could have been in your past. But because of other cards, I would say it's likely to be a Sagittarius, or definitely a Sagittarius rising kind of person. Their approach might have been quite generous, quite bubbly, outgoing, jokey, you know, very playful, does things big. And it looks as if, I feel, because they're turned away from the situation, they're facing this lucky break here. I feel like they may have been given an opportunity that put you in a position where you felt that you had to leave. You felt you needed to move on. This was not enough. This person may have been way too focused on opportunity. They could have been an opportunist, someone who doesn't really like to settle, always looking for the next best thing, always thinking something better is around the corner, and just being generally non-committal. And maybe just wants to still have fun. You know, the Wheel of Fortune is also about kind of living for the moment. So he could be kind of more along those lines. And maybe you as a Scorpio need something a bit deeper than that. You're always going to be searching for that 10, those other two cups. As a Scorpio, most likely, you're always going to, if you know that you're at least familiar with the true depths of love and the soul and the psyche and those kind of things. So, you know, something's missing, you're going to feel it. Whereas, you know, you can't do things superficial. And that, obviously, I can't rule out all Scorpios. You're going to get some Scorpios that are very superficial because of other elements in their chart or experiences that they've had, or realizations, or maybe through maturity they've realized not to be so deep. I don't know. But because we all are going through a process, every sign. So, you know, it could be that they were just too superficial for you, you know. But generally speaking, Scorpios generally aren't attracted to things that are very superficial. They don't really hold a lot of meaning in it. It's like you can't get your teeth into anything. It's kind of bland, really, maybe for you, for your experience. So you may feel like you needed to move onto something a bit more exciting, and that's what might be what the excitement is here. It's like, oh, you know, you feel free. You can really go for what you really want, which is the Hermit card, what you really want, what you know your higher self really calls you to do, who you really are, you know, and that is Scorpio. So in the position of how your partner thinks about you, we've got the Knight of Swords and Judgment. So I feel like your partner feels that they may be thinking, oh, you know, it's ended, you know, and they kind of seem to have snuck away here. They might be feeling like you snuck away, actually. They could be feeling like you snuck away, because this is how they think about you, not really about necessarily. I mean, it could be about how they feel and what they're doing, but it could also just be what they actually feel about you. They may feel that you've just completely moved on. You just snuck away. You've travelled even, you know. You've taken on a whole new kind of lease on life. You've just changed, kind of done a 180. That could also be this card as well. Someone doing a complete 180. Just changing direction and going after what they want. They could have felt that way about you, that you've kind of taken the bull by the horns. You've kind of taken the steering wheel in terms of your life and your time and what you do, and you're completely self-involved. And they may see you as a bit of an opportunist, like you just kind of take opportunities and you kind of go where you think it's going to be better, but really you're following your higher self. But your partner feels like you just snuck away, and you're feeling quite emotionally content. You feel like you've made the right choice. You feel in your element. This is your card, the King of Cups. It's often associated with the actual sign of Scorpio. So you feel like you're in your element. You're thinking, you know, you're completely comfortable with your decision. You've even got the 6 of Wands here. Like, you're feeling quite victorious, like you've made the right choice. You may even feel like you're in control here with the Devil card here. Very much in control. But this does talk about a certain amount of imbalance as well. But we'll get to that. So the Knight of Swords here talks about being decisive, but also talks about being quite changeable. Your partner may think that, you know, you just change your mind, that you're just changing your mind and you're acting on, you're acting in haste. You're, like you're trying to be too heroic. That's what I think they're thinking. I think that they think that you're the full energy, like you're just jumping into things, and although you're basing them on principles that are tried and true, you're also taking a risk. Your partner feels like you're taking a risk, you're moving too fast, and I think they feel that it will come back to bite you in the bum. Like there'll be some sort of repercussions for that. They feel like, well, you know, eventually you're moving too fast, so eventually something will happen where you'll have to stop and backtrack, maybe, or that you're actually creating karma for yourself. That's how they could be thinking about it. They could also be thinking, really, is that they would like to come back to you. They want to do the right thing. They want to be the guy in your life or the woman in your life. They want to kind of be your knight in shining armor, and they want to kind of be there for you and fight your corner and come back and be forgiven for whatever has gone wrong. They feel that they may very well feel like they are really well suited to you, and that it's only a matter of time before you realise, kind of thing. and it will all come out eventually. But yeah, I think they're hoping for a second chance, most definitely. And they're thinking in their mind that there will be a second chance, or they're planning for that in their mind. That's how they're thinking, that it's only a matter of time before, you know, you guys will talk again, at least. And I think he's planning to really to make an effort here. I think in his mind he's thinking, you know, he can get you back. You know, so he may be a fire sign. He may be very confident, but you yourself, you feel like you made the right decision. You feel comfortable. You feel very much more emotionally balanced. You feel good. You feel good about your decision. I think you'll feel like you're being true to yourself. Okay, so the intentions. Your partner again has the intentions of coming back together. This Four of Wands wants to kind of reunite, have a party, or go and party together, or move back in together, or just meet up again and go for drinks. And it's very much a coming together kind of card, but it's a family card. It's quite a passionate card, and it can also talk about freedom as well. Freedom, I guess, freedom of expression, where you're with family and people that you love. You're going to be expressing yourself a lot more freely. So I think this person is hoping to, in the near future, or is intending to, you know, express themselves to you in the hope that you guys will come back together. The Eight of Swords here says that this person may be intending to pull the wool over your eyes. So that just came out of yeah. I feel like this person could be, that might be why you're always being asked here to, you know, don't get caught up by what you might see in the efforts that might be being made. If you feel that you're making the right choice, then you should really stick with it. Ace of Wands, New Beginnings, Magician. So then we got the Magician card. You know, you are the ruler of your own destiny. This is your new start. You know, and it's basically saying as well, the power's in your hands. Like, what do you want to happen? How do you want it to play out? The power's in your hands, and ultimately, if you follow the guiding light, you can't really go wrong. So, so yeah, this person could be trying to, you know, talk you into a circle, like talk you into it, to the point where you feel like it's really your only option. I kind of get that feeling that might be happening, because the Eight of Swords there isn't a very happy card. And for them to be intending for that kind of energy, is that they're intending for either you to feel quite close, or they could just be wanting you guys to get back together, literally with the Eight of Swords, where you want to convince you that you and them are meant to be together, and you only need each other, and just kind of get into your head and make you just feel like you're where you belong. I just feel like that. So I don't know if you've got lots of mutual friends and family that may be influencing things. Again, there was that, be careful of who's influencing you. And again, the Eight of Swords does talk about interference from other people. So I don't know if that's what is also a bit of a concern here, is that he may or she may actually use friends and family and other things that bring you together to make you feel that, you know, this is the best place for you. This person could also themselves be, you know, ruminating over what's happened, maybe not really been able to completely get their head around what's happened, and may feel quite trapped really by their own thoughts, and they may really feel that, you know, if they were to get back with you or reunite, that it would give them some sort of freedom. They miss you, I think. They miss their togetherness. that you had for them. I think it was more of that warmth in connection for them, that even though it may have been superficial for them, I guess maybe it was the attention you gave them, you know, that fiery element of energy seems to be a focus here. So I don't know if that's really what they're kind of maybe fed on or really appreciated. Okay, but you're here, you're feeling quite victorious. Like I said, with this, you're feeling very optimistic, feeling very emotionally content, and you're feeling quite victorious, like you had maybe the last laugh, maybe, or you, or just maybe feeling very flattered and appreciated by the attention that this person is showing you. The fact that this person is pursuing you so much maybe kind of boosts your ego, makes you, reminds you, and reminds you, and further confirms the fact that you're pretty awesome. I'm joking there, but just reinforces the fact that you are a catch, and you have got a lot to offer, and you know, you made your point, like you're victorious, like whatever you were trying to do, you succeeded, and no one can take that away from you. People appreciate you, and you know that, and it makes you feel very good. Yeah, so I think it's basically this person probably showing a lot of interest, and it's making you feel validated, I guess, in a sense, or appreciated and victorious. You may even feel, like I said, like you have the upper hand, you know, but this is more about reciprocation and reciprocity, so it's usually quite balanced. It's like what you've put out, you've got back. You know, I think that you just feel finally appreciated. Maybe before, with the Eight of Cups, you just felt like he wasn't appreciating you for who you really were, or she wasn't really appreciating you. And now, you know, they do, and it feels good. So in the near future, we've got the Emperor card and the Chariot card. So in the near future, your partner looks to be quite determined, again, to create a solid foundation with you and to pursue things further regardless of the obstacles that are there. So this person is like dedicated. They're in the near future, they're going to be even more certain about where they stand with you, or how they feel about you, and that will be that they want to be the man in your life. They want to be your man. They also, you know, they could possibly see a future with you in terms of like family and stuff, you know. And they're very committed, and they feel very solid with you. They feel, I think you make them feel good. I don't know if you make them look good or what it is, but I think you make them feel good. You make them feel like, you know, an emperor. You make them feel like they're winning. You boost their ego, especially here with the King of Wands. You know, there is a fairly egotistical energy, and the fact that you are feeling like egotistically kind of, but this is an egotistical or ego kind of driven card, that you feel like you've won. And I know that sometimes with fire signs they can be quite competitive, and I don't know if you may feel like you've won somehow. And this person, they want to be the winner, the last winner. You know, they want to be so good that they even need to play, kind of thing. They want to win you over, and I feel they're going to be very determined. They're going to be very calculated. They know exactly what they want, and I think they're driven a lot by ego. So, you know, if you do feel quite good about it, I don't think it would be the best idea to show off, because it might just make, especially if you're trying to get rid of them, because it will make them more determined to pursue you simply to make themselves feel like they're a man again, like no one's going to make them feel small, kind of thing. So that could be going on here a little bit, because there's like a really strong determination and resilience, like I'm determined to win. You know, with the Chariot card, there's like this really strong determination and also a strong determination to bring you back together come hell or high water. There's two opposite energies here that are going in complete opposite directions. However he feels or she feels that They want to bring those two energies together and make it work regardless. The Emperor card again is very ruthless. He's a businessman by archetype, so he's very cutthroat. He wants what he wants. This could be good if you wanted to be with this person, but if you didn't want to be with the person, then that could be quite challenging. So, and I think if you didn't want to be the person, be with this person, it would be a case of kind of like using the psychology of, you know, he wants his ego stroked, so maybe it'd be a case of stroking his ego just to get rid of him, or not showing off too much so he doesn't feel too rejected. The Devil card here is advice to the queer. This is your last card, so just remember that in terms of letting go of someone, if you are deciding to stick to this Eight of Cups and the Fool card and move forward, when you're letting go, like, you have to let all the way go. Like, no one ends up in like bad situations without some sort of consent at some point. Obviously sometimes I think bad things happen to really good people that completely don't deserve it, but in terms of like relationships and like friendship, things like that, and the relationships we choose to keep around us, you know, you basically bring about what you resist. You can bring about what you focus on. So whatever you focus on is what's going to grow. So just know that if you play with fire as well, you could get burnt. You know, and that bad is bad, you know. What I mean say bad is bad is like if you play with fire, it's gonna burn you. Like, what's bad is bad. What is what is, you know. So sometimes we just know there's gonna be one outcome to a particular situation, and it's just being honest with yourself to know that you are aware of a particular outcome. So if you were to get re-involved with this person, even though you feel that it's not right, it's kind of like you're kind of inviting this energy into your life of codependency. You know, this is a card of codependency. Being attached to something, being hedonistic, just following your, you know, beastly desires and not really thinking of your highest good, but instead just thinking of the moment, thinking of sex, even drugs, getting really drunk on a regular basis, all those kind of escapist kind of activities. Is what the Devil card is about. And I just feel that this card is saying to you basically that if you want to take advantage of the situation, you can, because this person obviously is very determined to be with you, so you've pretty much got them where you want them if you want them. And at the same time, it's saying that, you know, you play with fire, you probably will get burned, you know, it's just how it is. So do things for your highest good. Don't get caught up. There's an energy of you here of you kind of possibly getting caught up in something, you know, being convinced of what you see. And also lying to yourself, believing the lies that are being told to you and telling them back to yourself, and actually lying to yourself. You know, the Hermit card is like, don't even think about lying to yourself. Like, stay on course, stick to the plan, and follow your highest good. Because I think it could end up in codependency here. You could make it very attractive to you. There could be a really attractive offer that's offered to you. And you could be very tempted. He could offer you a lot of shiny things, and yeah, because he's so determined. And it could be sex and money that this person offers you as well. And it's like the Hermit card is reminding you that, you know, these things in the long run, you know, they have their place, but in the long run, for your happiness, you have to go a lot deeper. So yes, I'm going to stop going on. I think you get my point. The other card here is a warning not to take things too far and stay in balance yourself. Don't get caught up in any head games, any mind games that may be thrown your way, because this person's ego is bruised, you know, because of your rejection. It could bring out, you know, with them, if you guys get into any sort of argument, it could bring out the worst in you. I feel it will be hard for you to let go or something with the Devil card here. It may be really good sex or something, or you know, they may really make you feel at home. They may know your family, you know, but you are being asked here to listen to your heart and do what you know is best for yourself. Got co-create. Okay, so we've got mending at the base of the deck. So mending is self-explanatory, really, taking the time out to heal yourself. So it may be that you're going through a process of healing this month in September. Co-create is about reciprocity, and we did say that the 6th card was about reciprocity. So, and also we've got the 4. This is a 4 again. So in order for any happiness to come out, this card is saying for any happiness to become about in your relationship, you need to both be appreciating each other equally, and you both need to accept each other's differences in order to make it work. And not just accept them, but actually see them as benefits, as in where one person is lacking something, one person could be making up for it. But everyone has their gift, and that should be appreciated. And that's got to be remembered for the month of September. Peace. You may not have felt very peaceful. You may have felt that things are always up and down, always moving, never really stable. This person may have been always on the go as the King of Wands, and you may have just wanted peace. You might have wanted a change. So it looks like you opted for peace in the past. The tribe, again, this talks about family. I believe that you guys are connected by family. You may share, you may just be close, they may just be close friends with your family, or you might be close friends with them, or you could just share a lot of the same friends. And it is karmic, this connection is karmic, so there are lessons for you to learn, and the lesson for you to learn really here this month is to find your guiding light this month. Find it, don't let go of it. Okay, so it might be a good idea as well to do some research on the Hermit card as well, because that is your card for the month. Okay, then we've got time for a nap. So that's interesting. It's kind of a card that doesn't really gel well with reading. So I'm going to go ahead and read number 24 from the book. So we've got time for a nap. Rest, rejuvenation and renewal. Temporary non-action allowing dreams to arise. The Oracle's message reads, this is a time to step away and rest. Let the cares of your world go. Go into a state of non-action and allow yourself to be free of the shackles of your goals, your lists, your desires. It's interesting, the shackles of your goals, and there was like shackles here. So you could be quite connected to this person because of, like, yeah, money, and you know, they could be quite tied into your goals. Like they could be like your ideal guy or girl in so many ways, in terms of they could be successful, they could be fun to be around, they could be all these things, good in bed and all these things. But these are just lists, it's saying here, and let them go. Nothing is as important as rest, detachment and neutrality. Okay, so rest, detachment and neutrality. So nothing can be better than the Hermit card, which is all about detachment. Can be about rest as well, taking a break, and definitely about neutrality. So being completely neutral. The overly busy mind can block you from inner wisdom. The Hermit card is all about clearing your mind. If you don't step back, take a seat and rest. Be willing to let dreams surface and ideas flow through you, absent any force of conscious direction, as you observe without engagement now. So don't get too caught up. The Devil card often is about a card about being caught up in something and not being able to really see things clearly, like being on drugs or being addicted. So you're really addicted to something, I don't know, sweets or chocolate or cigarettes or whatever. And when you want that thing in that moment, it's like, that's it, you want it and that's it. But really, you don't want it. Really, you don't need it. But you can get so caught up in what's in that emotion that you act. So the guiding light for the Hermit card always keeps you on your path, no matter how much you might sway off it because of all the desires and attractions that are out there. It keeps you on your path. So it's great. It's a great card to study. So as I was saying, so it says, be willing to let dream surface and ideas flow through you, as absent any force or conscious direction, as you observe without engagement. So I already said that, didn't I? Sorry. But yeah, to observe without engagement, so to remain detached. So it's really the Hermit card all over. It also says, when it comes to matters of the heart, don't make any plans right now. If you're not partnered, it's good to take this time out to get to know yourself. If you're involved with someone, relax and just be with your partner. This is going to be an uneventful moment in time. Don't force anything now. Allow things to flow naturally. A beautiful renewal will take place all by itself. Patience is the key to your heart's desire right now. Withdraw from action in your relationship and give it a rest, that your love and connection can become rejuvenated. So yeah, kick back, let go of control, because by controlling it, I think that's where the problems might come in. It's just going with the flow, but ultimately following your higher self. Yeah, it's a good time to take this time out to get to know yourself. I think that's a really important statement. Just wanted to reiterate that. But that's definitely in support of the Hermit card there. So I hope the reading was helpful. Again, it was general, so the storyline may not have been very clear, but hope that you were able to get something out of it and you enjoyed the reading. If you'd like your own reading, email me at symbolsforliving@gmail.com. I'd be more than happy to carry one out for you. Take very good care, and I'll see you in October. Bye.